A couple of the Heal Squad members asked me to do a video on disrespect that you can't repair from. If you didn't watch my video, I think I did a video on how to repair a relationship after conflict. I'll link it up so that you can watch it. This video is a part 2 of that. Many of us grew up in homes where both love and disrespect were intermingled. And what I mean by that is you gave love to your parent because your physical well-being was attached to them, okay? And so many of us associate love with a title versus how a person treats us, okay? And so in this video, I want to share with you my opinions, my thoughts on behaviors that you can't repair from, okay? If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I'm a licensed therapist and coach. And tomorrow is our first group coaching session, okay? If you haven't signed up, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? So tomorrow, February the 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern, we will have our first group coaching session. I'll put the link in the description and down below. So many of us, and I'm just coming off the top of my mind because I've really been thinking about this video because I think I got 3 or 4 comments from Heal Squad members like, Cynthia, please make that video. One Heal Squad member was like, I don't even know, right? Let me see. She said, I'm going to need that video on disrespect. I grew up in a household where no one respected me and I was abused and punished for existing. So I have a hard time knowing what's okay to tolerate and what's not. Okay, so let's get here. The girlies on TikTok said we run a strict program in 2026. We're not tolerating any poor behavior. Disrespect, of course, is subjective. So what one woman thinks is disrespectful, another one may not. But I want you to know this. In your childhood, I think I said this in the video, in your childhood, there was a resilience created in you. There was capacity built in you. A man should never have access to that. A man should never have access to that. If you find yourself using the skills that you had to in your childhood to navigate your childhood, to make it through your childhood in your relationship, that is not the man for you. No man should be triggering you to the point where you have to engage in maladaptive coping skills in order to be in the relationship. Okay? If you find yourself shrinking or minimizing or hiding or not wanting to say things to him because it reminds you of what happened to you in your childhood, this young, beautiful lady talking about being punished just for being present, then that man is not the man for you, okay? I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, but I just want to put that out there. That capacity that was built, that resiliency that was built in you, a man shouldn't have access to it. You may be like, Cynthia, well, when do I pull on that? When you go through something like I did as it relates to breast cancer? That's when you get access to that. That's when you say, wait a minute, I went through too much at that time in my life. So, okay, cancer can't beat me. All right. But it shouldn't be a man who's telling you that he loves you. And many of us misconstrue love with mistreatment because that's how our parents showed up for us. Okay. Now, let me say this because y'all always be, Cynthia, your lipstick. This is the lip bar. I have on, I got on Boss Lady and Big Wretch. Okay. The dress is Eloquy. So I'll put it, if the dress is still available, I'll put it down below so you can look at it. It's very cute, very heavy. I'm here in the South and it's cold. Why? I don't know. Very cute, very heavy. Okay. All right. Cause you be like, Cynthia, the makeup, the blush. And I'll be like, I don't know because I got it professionally made, but everything I got on, I will tag down below. Okay. Down to the perfume I'm wearing. So, scenarios. I believe that there could be subtle disrespect and then there could be egregious acts of disrespect. Okay, cheating is an egregious act of disrespect. Because cheating, you have to manipulate, you have to lie, you have to scheme, you're spending money, you're doing all of these things in order to cheat. So we know that cheating is an egregious sign of disrespect. Now, there are some women who are accepting of cheating. I'm going to say that there's some women that are accepting of cheating. They're tolerant of cheating, but you have to make a decision whether that is acceptable to you. To me, it's an ultimate sign of disrespect. I will not tolerate infidelity in my relationship or in my marriage. Now, there's some women that may be watching and be like, it's easier said than done. We'll see when we get there. We will never see when we get there, because if that man cheats on me, it's a no-go. I'm out the way. And I let that be known off top. Try me if you want to. Let me tell you something. You can have a soft heart, but you need to have sharper boundaries. Your non-negotiables need to be just that. I'm not going to negotiate with you, or you playing with my heart, playing with my life, playing with my reputation because you outside making a fool of me. Not going to do it. Okay. So we know that's our society tries to minimize it, but it's egregious. It's egregious. Now let's talk about, let me give you a subtle example. I'm sitting here at a desk. Let's say, for instance, a man comes in here and he stands over me. Now, to me, that's a sign of danger. You don't stand over people when they're seated, okay? If anything, you move to the front or something like that. But let's say we got in an argument. Let's say we are having a heated conversation. We're having a disagreement. And he's like, Cynthia, I already told you. And he walks over and he stands over me. To me, that's disrespectful. To me, the next thing he will do is throw hands. And to me, I'm getting out of there. I'm not going to tolerate any man doing anything in an attempt to intimidate me. Okay? So I don't accept or allow any form of intimidation, whether that's verbal, whether that's physical, whether that's nonverbal. You're outside and you say something and he looks at you to shut your mouth. I need you to know and to understand that you are supposed to be treated with kindness, with dignity and respect. There are men on here that I respect how they love their wives. Dr. Aldewine Tart speaks highly of his wife. I was about to call him Doctor. Bishop R.C. Blakes, Mr. Jason Wilson, Mr. Tony Gaskins, and Dr. Eric Thomas. Now, Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, while he talks about his wife here and there, right? His wife name is Dee Dee. These are men that esteem their wives. So if Tony Gaskins, I can't imagine Tony Gaskins yelling at his wife or cussing at her or using profanity. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine Bishop R.C. Blakes doing it. And so many of you need a frame. You need to identify a healthy man, and you need to say, would this man treat his wife this way? You don't have to tolerate any disrespect, any abuse. And the problem is when we grow up in households where that is the norm, then when we go to romantic relationships, because we've conflated love with mistreatment, love with abuse, that's how we end up in abusive and toxic relationships, and the cycle just continues. Okay? Humiliation, especially public humiliation, is something I feel like you cannot come back from. Now, again, this is subjective. Let's say, for instance, you get dressed, you get real nice, you feel real pretty. You guys go out and that man starts flirting with the waitress in front of you. Let's say you just had his child and he makes comments about your body. He makes jokes about your body in front of other people, and now they're laughing at you. If a man uses you as the butt of the joke, in my opinion, that's disrespectful, and there's no coming back from that. Because if you say that in front of me, how do you treat me behind my back? What are you saying behind my back? See, I love it when a man's friends come to be like, oh my gosh, Cynthia, I've heard such good things about you. I heard you do such and such. Oh, I eat that up. But if he will, sorry y'all for the lighting. If he will use you for the butt of the joke, he's talking about you behind your back and not in a way that is pleasant. Okay? Another form of disrespect will be how his relationships, especially with other women, whether that's and now over here we don't play no work wife of no married man or man in a relationship. Okay, all right, and okay. But say before you got together, he had a little boo thing at work. Okay, that need to be dead. You don't show up to work and then you got to deal with another woman's animosity. That whether that's his mother. Now, I'm a boy mom. Whether that's his mama, whether that's a woman he was married to before, or a woman he has a child with. What you don't do is tolerate any other woman coming to you and he not check them. I remember dating a man in my 20s and he had children. And I remember the children's mother, she would come at me all the time. And I remember him saying, don't talk to her like that. Don't handle her like that. You do not have to tolerate that level of disrespect. And the reason why I feel like a man, or not feel, I know a man needs to check his mama, his ex-wife, or anybody else about you, because he is setting the order for who you are in his life. After you know, his mother is done raising him, when he decides to be in a relationship and pursuing marriage, you become the number one woman in his life, period. So you don't accept, I don't care if he was married to her. I don't care if they got 5 kids together. I don't care. Now, should he be taking care of his kids? Absolutely. If she coming at you because he not taking care of his kids, then that's one thing you got to be like, okay, wait a minute. You must not have time to be in a relationship, and you need to pay attention. If he got all this time to be in a relationship and he not handling his kids, now you know why she coming at you. Should she? No. Should he check her? Absolutely. You should have a problem with him, not me. Okay? Another thing that I believe as it relates to disrespect that you shouldn't expect, and this one, I don't know if you have any children in, I'm going to say it. If they're a girl, they probably need to hear it. But as a mother, you need to clean it up for them, or you need to expound on what I'm getting ready to say. As it relates to sexual boundaries and consent, any man who attempts to push your boundaries, I did a video in the membership, teach that man how to have sex with you without taking your clothes off. Any man who pushes your boundaries is the ultimate sign of disrespect, and you need to leave him alone, period. You wake up, he's doing something to you. You've had a little bit of something too much to drink and he's doing something to you. No, ma'am. The ultimate sign of disrespect. Your body is your body. And even for my Christian girlies, the bedroom is undefiled, but the two of you make a decision on what that looks like. If that man tries to say, how you know you don't like it? You've never tried it. Or baby, he's pressuring you. That's disrespectful. Move on. You have to have a low tolerance. You have to develop a low tolerance for disrespect. Why? Because you've experienced it so much, you're desensitized to it. But you have to also be slowed down so that you can check in with your body about how that makes you feel. Any man who, in my mind, like engages in intimidating behavior and it makes me want to shrink inside, even though outside I may look like this, that's not the man for me. And as it relates to your sexual boundaries are your sexual boundaries. I know that there's certain sexual things I'm not interested in, no way, shape, or form. There's nothing in me that says, ooh, I want to try that. And I don't care, anyway, how you know, you never, I will never. And it's not up for discussion. One thing as it relates to your boundaries and your non-negotiables, you don't have to over-explain why it is what it is. I want you to see how men interact with each other. Do you see men over-explaining their no's? If they said no, it's no. Do you see them over-explaining? Do you see them trying to make somebody feel comfortable with the decision that they made? You need to feel the same way. It's a no. It's a no, and it's a no. And let me say this, because let me go ahead for the red pill fellas that may tune in. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter your size. You are a human being, and your no is a no. See, there are some men out there that want you to sell yourself on discount, meaning they want you to accept disrespect, and it ain't going to be that never over here. Heel squat, stand up. You're not going to accept abuse, maltreatment, or disrespect from any man in order to be in a relationship. And there was a beautiful young lady. I've never seen her, but she's a beautiful young lady that says, Cynthia, I'm a plus size girly. I want to date I don't know what to do. So I just want to put that out there before y'all red pill men get to typing, because guess what? You're going to get blocked, because I don't care about nothing about what do you say. Okay, about what you saying. What do you say? About what you saying. Beautiful ladies, under the sound of my voice, you do not sell yourself or put yourself on discount. I don't care if you're 300 pounds. I don't care if you have a physical disability like I do. I don't care about none of that. There is a man that God has crafted that will love you for who you are, and he won't disrespect you. He won't mistreat you, and he won't handle you any kind of way. And this question, it saddens me that I even have to answer this question, because there's evidence that there are men out there that are mishandling you, and you're trying to figure out, Cynthia, because of what my parents did, I don't even know what love is. The Bible says love is patient, love is kind. Let me pull it up for you. And let me teach you something real quick. And then I'm going to move on out the way, okay? Because I know y'all been rocking with me all week. I love y'all. I love y'all. It says love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor. So when you're in a relationship, you know, I always use the word esteem. We should esteem each other. But another word is honor. That man should honor you. The opposite of disrespect is what? Honor. And if it's not honor, then it's a go. We gotta go. Gotta go. You don't got time to waste. Okay? Right? It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. How come every time you say something to that man, he get irritated with you? You walk in a room, you can feel the energy shift. No. It keeps no score of wrongs. That's 1 Corinthians 13, 4-5. It says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church, that he gave his life. You the only one in the relationship making sacrifices. No. Oh, let me say this, and I'm going to go out your way for real. Okay, I'm acting like a Baptist preacher right now, but I'm Pentecostal. Really non-denominational. Okay, boom. Listen. Check it. Disrespect can also be neglect. Okay? It's very subtle. It's very subtle. And the reason why many of us don't respond to neglect is because we grew up in chaos. So we grew up in very tense environments. So neglect doesn't trigger us the way it should. Let's talk about neglect. Neglect could be a man who says, well, baby, I'm working, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Listen, I always say if Barack, the only president, hallelujah, has time for Michelle, that man has time for you. Ain't that much busy in the world. Ain't that much busy in the world. Okay. Solomon had all them concubines and the wife. Now, you may have only seen them once, but he had time for somebody. Okay. Xerxes had time for Esther. Okay, so you try to tell me you don't have time for me? It's neglect. It chips away. It will chip away at your self-esteem. It'll chip away at your value. It'll chip away at your worth. And you start questioning yourself. Why does he want to spend time with me? If he's not present with you, he's present somewhere else. If you don't have his attention is somewhere else. Now, are there seasons where a man needs to put his head down and build? Absolutely. But he should be able to articulate with you that. Another way a man can be neglectful is that he's physically present in the home, but he's absent as it relates to everything that is happening. That is disrespectful. How is it that it's football season? He can watch every football game, but he doesn't have time to spend with you? Matter of fact, he stops being a father. He stops being a husband. He stops being a partner because it's football. That's disrespectful. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So you telling me you go to work, you work 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours a week as a man. Then you come home and you're like, I gotta relax. It's football season. And you don't want to be present. You don't want to do for your children. That's neglectful. No, ma'am. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. Football season is for months. You got Monday night football, Sunday night football, Thursday night, Friday night, all night football. And that man is sitting there and he wants y'all to be quiet. Or y'all in the house, he downstairs with a 1,900,000 square foot TV and he's just sitting there. Meanwhile, there's no intimacy in the relationship. And I mean intimacy as you being able to be vulnerable with him, but he still desires to have sex with you. He's not present with the children. He's not helping them with homework. No, there are things that you should not tolerate in your relationship. Not these type of things, not neglect. No, absolutely not. Okay. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts down below. I know there may be some women who have gone through this before, and I want you to share what you feel is disrespectful. I want you to put it down below like, Cynthia, this is a non-negotiable for me. I went through this with my mother-in-law. I went through this with his children's mother. I'm not going to accept this. I went through this with him. And for me, this is a level of disrespect that I'm not going to tolerate, right? A man ghosting you. That just came to mind. A man ghosting you and he want to pop up, hey, big head. Ain't no hey, big head. Nothing. Now, and I don't necessarily believe in blocking people. I want to see when you come back so I can laugh and sniggle and giggle and talk about you. You really thought? Okay. Well, this is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Cynthia. I love you so much.